Good morning to you all. We are now beginning another edition of the International Seminar Patents, Innovation and Development. The 11th edition of Sipid this year has a new format. It's a virtual conference. Sipid is an organization done by Abifina Biotechnology and its specialties. Sipid will be making available to all of you virtual rooms with English or Portuguese. You may choose from the list of the lectures, whatever is most convenient to you. To start the opening of the 11th CIPID, we will hear Dante Alario Junior, Vice President of Intellectual Property and Innovation of Abifina. Abifina wishes you all an excellent event. Good morning to you all. This is the 11th edition of Sipid. Sipid is never too much to remind you. It means International Seminar of Patents, Innovation and Development. The theme that is going to be guiding the 11th Sipid is this discussion about how to extend patents. What we call the patent terms, usually, at least here in Brazil, they are 20 years. And we have a patent law with a provision in paragraph 1, single paragraph, article 40, which allows an extension of the term given the delay of the analysis of the very patent process by the INPI, the National Institute of Intellectual Property. So this extension in the term is aimed at compensating the delay as it takes longer for INPI to analyze. It is a situation that we can understand both sides. One side is the side of the company, which is asking for the patents, which wishes to have exclusivity for as long as possible. That is part of the market. That's part of the market game, if you will, and that's very understandable. However, you have the other side of the coin, which is the cost, meaning when you allow exclusivity for a longer period of time, this makes the company or the product holding the patent to be for longer holding the exclusivity and the power of not holding direct competition. And that makes the costs for medications to be more expensive, both in the national healthcare system as well as in the end consumer, since there is no competition, meaning you have more time of exclusivity. Well, this is debated for quite some time in Brazil. There is an actual lawsuit, which is a direct inconstitutionality bid, which is going to be sentenced in the next few days, meaning it is an action asking for the cessation of these compensation extension periods based on the Constitution. So there are interests. So basically, these are interests at play. As I said, the industry which holds the patent wants to hold it for longer, and also those who want to enter the market and who cannot, thus bringing to the equation a situation in which the generic products which would come along into the market would be those that would benefit the most, as well as the consumer or the very national healthcare system in Brazil called SUS, S-U-S. So to discuss these topics, the extension of term, what we do, and what is done in the different parts of the world, we have brought a few experts. They are going to show us how the world sees the issue. We're not alone. In other areas, we also have things that are similar, not equal, and we will see how they deal with the issue about how to extend the patent term. In this 11th Sipid, we are also going to have an award, Dennis Barbosa Award of Intellectual Property and Public Interest. This award, as the very name states, public interest, this year will be granted to a very special person, a very dear person to us, who has been advocating for this area for a long time and strongly enough. And for all this person has been doing, this is the person that is going to be granted the award. I am not going to say the name. They prohibited me to say the name. But I have the most absolute certainty that all of you are going to like very much when you hear about who will be granted with the award. And I would also like to take a chance in this CIPID to congratulate INPI in the 50th anniversary. And let me say that we know the many modifications, transformations that the INPI Institute has gone through along the last years. But much more than that, they've always tried to improve the action of INPI. And I would say that we know very well all the efforts that INPI has been doing to reduce or even end the very backlog of patents, which is an accumulated backlog. And that I would say that we have been sorting out the issue of this backlog of patents. Very much so, this discussion of the single paragraph in Article 40 will no longer be needed once we expedite the process and also include quality. I'm very afraid when people talk about expedition, making things quicker, and they forget quality. Because INPI cannot just be a stamp maker. INPI has to have more and more capacity so that the requests are going to be swifted. And so I am sure that with this quality that INPI should have, the issue will be then pretty much solved about the single paragraph, Article 40. If there are no further delays, there's no reason why to extend the patents. Finally, I have a few acknowledgements to make. Once again, who have supported Sipid on the Federation of Industries of the state of Rio de Janeiro, Pharma Brasil, which is the Association of Pharmaceutical Companies of National Capital and Research in Brazil, Progenericos, which is the Brazilian Association of the Generic Producers, and also the chemical industry and petrochemistry industry in the state of São Paulo. Having done that, I would like to close my opening remarks. And why don't I go ahead and hand over the floor to Alexandre so he can hand over the floor to all other people that are going to be speaking. I thank you all who are here today, that are listening to us, who are participating in this 11th Sipid, and I wish you all a wonderful event. The professionals here invited to participate in Sipid, they are greatest in quality. You will certainly have, without a doubt, the possibility of listening to experts in the area, which will add arguments to the ones we already have. So I finish my initial words. I thank you once again and hand over to Alexandre. Thank you, Dr. Dante Alario. We will now leave this virtual room so we can go into the next session where we will hear the master class from our international speaker, Ellen Toll. Her talk will be about the increase in protection levels of intellectual properties, the European experience. To go to the next session, all you have to do is click on the orange button, which says, go back to the lectures. Below my own screen, just click on it and you will be able to go and choose either Portuguese or English. I will see you in 2